Uh, Hello. Um, Today's lesson is about distance time graphs. Um, these are the graphs that show how the distance of a person or an object like car changes with time. It is usually like in this form. You have your distance on a vertical axis and your time on the horizontal axis. And each segment, here we have three segments, one, two, and three. Each segment shows a different speed. Um, a horizontal line means you are stationary, you're not moving, the object does not move. Um, a line like that, which where your um, like moving away from an object is shown like that. So assume you're leaving your house and you're moving away from your house as the time passes. So as time passes, you're moving away. And that will be shown like this. Here, as we said, you are stationary, and here the distance is decreasing. The distance is decreasing means you're coming back. Okay, so the whole story of that could be, for example, you left your house when time is zero, you are a zero distance from your house. Then your distance is increasing because you're moving as the time goes by. But you keep your distance the same for this time period, means you're not moving. Then you decreasing your distance, means you are coming back. So for example, you left your house, went to your local library, stayed there for a while, and came back. That could be um, the graph belonging to that travel. Now let's have a look at some examples. Using the graph below, they are talking about this graph, which shows George's travel on foot from his home to his cousin's house and back. So George has gone to his cousin's house and returned. And we know that on his way back also he visited the local library. Now they are asking us to answer these questions. How far did George travel to reach his cousin's home? So here at this time, which is each of them goes by half an hour because this is 10, this is 11. So each division is half an hour. So this is 9:30. So at 9:30, George leaving his house and getting away towards his cousin's house. Now, how far his cousin's house is, at this time he's reached his cousin's house because for the next 1 hour he's not moving. How do we know that? Because the graph is horizontal. So he's not moving here in this time period, which is from 10:30 to 11:30. So he must be at his cousin's place. So how far is his cousin's home? It is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 kilometers. Okay, if this distance is in kilometers, so it's 4 kilometers. His cousin's home from his house. How long did he stay there? As we discussed, here he's not moving. So here at 10:30, he arrives at cousin's house. Is stationary, so it means he's staying there until 11:30. So for 1 hour, he is staying there. So 1 hour. Part 3, how long did he stay at library? Now, he's coming back towards his house because the distance is decreasing. And again, if you look here, we got another horizontal line here. Means he's stationary here. He's not moving. For how long? For half an hour because it's just one division. So how long did he stay at library? That must be the library because we said that on his way back he stays at library. So for half an hour. Okay, so over half an hour he stayed in the library. When is he back at home? Here he is back at home because his distance again is 0 from his home. And it is 13 o'clock or 1 p.m. So when it's 1 p.m. he's back again at home. Another example, this time they are asking us to draw a graph. Draw a graph that shows you left your home at 10 a.m. on a bike to travel for 2 hours to reach to your friend's home who lives 10 kilometers away. Stayed there for 2 hours. Then you rode for an hour to your grandfather's home who lives 5 kilometers away from your friend. After spending 1 hour with your grandfather, you rode back home. This leg of trip took you 2.5 hours. All right, again, at 10, this is 10 o'clock, as we said, we got to put the time on the horizontal axis and the distance on the vertical axis. And we're measuring the distance from your home. So at 10 a.m. you are still at home. So 10 a.m. distance is 0. And you travel 2 hours to reach your friend's place who lives 10 kilometers away. So after 2 hours means at 12 o'clock you reach to your friend's place, which is 10 kilometers away. So 10 kilometers here and 12 o'clock here. So that's where your friends, that's the time you arrive at your friend's place. And this is one trip with a constant speed, so you connect these two together. So start of the trip and at the end of the trip, this point represents the end of your trip for this leg. So then you just connect them together. Then you stay there for 2 hours. So it means you should be stationary because you are at your friend's place, you're not moving. And this should be 2 hours. So from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. So 2 hours. And now you traveling further away towards your grandfather's place who lives 5 kilometers from your friend's place. So that means that your friend already is 10 kilometers away. So your grandfather will be 15 kilometers away from your house. Everything is measured from your house. So then we should go to 15 kilometers. That is the location of your grandfather's place. So 15 kilometers. And it took you it took you 1 hour to travel. So again, so we got to show 1 hour here. So from where you started your trip here to go towards your grandfather, 2 of these divisions shows 1 hour. Each division is half an hour again. So that's 1 hour. So from here, 1 hour has passed and you are on 15 kilometers away from your grandfather. All right. Again, you stay at your grandfather's place for 1 hour, so you got to show a stationary line, which is a horizontal line, going for 1 hour, 2 divisions. And now you come back home, and from this time, it's going to take you 2.5 hours. So 2.5 hours means 5 of this division. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that time, which is shown here, when you are at that time, your distance should be 0 from your house because you are back at your house. In other words, This is the start of your last leg of trip, and that point represents the end of your trip, because your distance should be 0, you're back at home, and the time that has passed from here is another 2.5 hours. So you move 5 um, divisions to the right, and also show a 0 distance, so that point. So this point represents the end of your trip, and connect this together with a straight line. Thank you for your